Alternate history begins in Dallas. Dallas, 1963. A rifle cracks, but it's off by an inch. President John F. Kennedy flinches, jolted by the impact, but he lives. The world exhales. America is stunned. The headlines scream, "Assassination attempt fails. JFK survives." But behind the relief, something darker brews. Because surviving the bullet means JFK gets a second term, and maybe the chance to change everything. This is Axis of Maybe, and here's what could have happened if John F. Kennedy didn't die that day. CIA mafia and enemies within. Let's be clear, JFK knew he had enemies. He'd already pissed off the CIA after the Bay of Pigs disaster, the Pentagon for wanting peace instead of more war, the mafia for cracking down after they helped him win Chicago. And if he survives Dallas, he doesn't just recover, he goes on a rampage behind the scenes. In this timeline, JFK uses the assassination attempt to clean house. He starts dismantling CIA leadership. He pushes for total withdrawal from Vietnam, and he quietly has Bobby Kennedy investigate who really tried to kill him. What if Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't acting alone? What if elements inside U.S. intelligence wanted him dead? That investigation, in this world, might actually happen. The Vietnam War never happens, but it costs him. Before his death, JFK had already approved NSAM 263, a directive to pull 1,000 troops out of Vietnam. He was planning to end the war after the '64 election. Now he's alive to see it through. There's no LBJ escalation, no Gulf of Tonkin incident, no carpet bombing of Cambodia, no napalm, no My Lai massacre, no Kent State. But the defense industry loses billions, and the hawks in Washington, they don't take it lightly. This peaceful pivot cost JFK political allies, but history remembers him differently, as the man who stopped a war before it began. Civil rights plus the MLK alliance. In 1963, JFK was hesitant about civil rights, but after Dallas, that changes. He's not just the president anymore, he's a survivor with a purpose. He teams up with Martin Luther King Jr. to push through landmark legislation. Voting rights, desegregation, federal protection for activists in the South. Without LBJ's backroom politics and Southern compromises, the movement becomes bolder, faster, and more united. MLK survives too. No Memphis assassination in 1968, because the tone of America is different. The late '60s look less like riots and assassinations and more like a real shot at healing. The space race and peace with the Soviets. Here's the twist most people miss. JFK wanted to work with the Soviets on space exploration. In September '63, just 2 months before Dallas, he proposed a joint U.S.-Soviet moon mission. In this world, it actually happens. Cold War tensions cool earlier. There's no need for Reagan's Star Wars program. The Soviets don't collapse as quickly, but they reform with cooperation instead of collapse. And imagine it, an American and a Soviet flag planted side by side on the moon. History's biggest rivalry ends with collaboration, not conquest. Conspiracies, shadows, and a mysterious exit. But here's the thing. You don't survive a hit like Dallas without making new enemies. JFK's second term is filled with paranoia, backroom power struggles, and constant threats. The FBI, the CIA, the mob, they're all watching him, maybe plotting again. Does he die in office under mysterious circumstances? Does Bobby take the torch? Or is he taken out too? This timeline doesn't end neatly. It ends in a fog of secrets, surveillance, and suspicion. But it's a world without Vietnam, with civil rights accelerated and a space race turned partnership. A world where JFK didn't become a martyr, he became a legend who lived to see his vision unfold. Axis of maybe. So, what if the bullet missed? Would the world have been more peaceful or just postpone the chaos? Would JFK be remembered as the greatest modern president or another leader who flew too close to the sun? In the end, the world changed either way. This is Axis of Maybe.